I think I've officially have a headache now from jumping on the couch like a moron. Jay Anthony, keep doing these goofy intros, man. They're so funny. I've hurt myself. Sorry. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Oh yes, I bought another Rolex. I'm a hypocrite. I made all these ranting videos of, oh my god, Rolex sucks, and I've sold my Rolexes, and now I'm a hypocrite because I bought another one, and I'm full of shit. Warning, I'm going to talk normally on this video. If you're easily offended by language, please tune out now. I may offend you. Alright, we all good? We okay? We're good with negative language and bad words? Fuck is a great word. I love the word fuck. In English, by the way, there's so many different ways you can use that word. I think it's the most versatile word in the English language. But we'll save a video on why that's such a great word for some other time. So, I knew this was going to happen. I really did. So, I know I have people on here that follow me that have YouTube channels, so I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys know how this goes. To those of you that don't know, or those of you that are considering starting a YouTube channel, here's kind of the way it works. 99.9% of the people that leave comments on your videos are very sweet, awesome people, and they make the whole point of doing videos worthwhile. Because honestly, it's extremely rewarding to be on YouTube. I do this stuff because I love talking with you guys. I love getting to speak with you guys from all over the world and share comments and feedback and just, you know, be around other watch nerds or hobbyists, or we're going to talk about watches, but whatever. I mean, just getting to connect with people and help people is freaking awesome. But there's always those jackass motherfuckers, sorry, I'm going to offend people, that always leave negative comments. And I knew that those little insecure weenies could not resist an opportunity to call me a hypocrite and point out how ironic it was that I made all these videos about selling off my Rolexes and now I bought another one. So this video is for you, and nothing's changed, bitches. So here's the deal. Yes, I bought another Rolex. And let me move the microphone over here. Probably talking sideways to people. Sorry. I'm still getting better at becoming a sound engineer for my videos. But I haven't changed any of my opinions, so that's what I'm here to tell you. So why did I buy another Rolex? I bought another Rolex because I like watches, and I'm a nerd, and I buy stuff that I like. Which is the thing I've been preaching to you guys ever since the beginning of buy stuff that speaks to you. Do not buy something because it's expensive. Do not buy something because it's a certain name brand. Buy something because it speaks to you and because you appreciate it. And I'm here to tell you, I have not changed my tune. So, yes, I bought another Rolex. But guess what? I'm still a Seiko guy. I'm sorry. I know there's people out there who are going to be disappointed. This is a great watch. This is really a great watch. I like this watch a lot. It is not my favorite watch. And I don't take back anything I said about Rolexes, and I don't regretting setting up. Slow down, Anthony. Pronunciate your words. I don't regret selling off my Rolexes. I know. I'm sorry. That's just the way things are. So I take back nothing I said. So if you go back and you watch those videos of why I sold my Rolexes, I mean everything I said in those videos, and my opinions are exactly the same. I still hate 99.9% of people that own Rolexes. Not the people that watch my videos, but the morons that know nothing about watches, that just buy a Rolex because they're expensive, because they like showing off to people that they have money. Those people, I still hate them, and I still hate that Rolex has that large of a following of those knobs. Still something I don't like. I still hate Rolex service. I still think it's a total freaking ripoff. I think it's a major pain in the ass. I still hate the way they treat their customers in terms of just jacking up prices. I still hate that they're being restrictive with parts. I still hate there's a ton of Chinese parts on the market. And I still don't regret selling off the watches that I sold. I have not once, since I sold off my previous Rolexes, thought, geez, I'm really sad that I sold those off. Honestly, are there watches in the past that I regret selling off? Absolutely. And I'll do a video on some of the watches that I've sold off that I was a total moron for selling off. But when I created those Rolex videos of why I sold them off, I sold off my Rolex Day-Date President, I sold off my Rolex Daytona, and I sold off my Submariner. And I tell you what, I don't miss any of those watches. Not once since I sold them off I've been like, oh my God, I'm a moron. I'm glad they're gone. I never want to see them again. And I pity the son of a bitch that bought my Daytona after me, because I can almost assuredly guarantee that they've had multiple issues with that watch. And I'm so sorry if you're the poor schmuck that bought that watch. I know it's a piece of crap. I'm really sorry you had issues with it. By the way, if anybody bought that old Mini Cooper S I used to have as well, I'm so sorry. I know it's a piece of crap. I don't miss the car either. I was hoping it got totaled so somebody else wouldn't get stuck with the problems that car had. So, I haven't changed my perspective. So if I still feel the same way, why did I buy another Rolex? I'll tell you what, it wasn't because it says Rolex on the dial, and I can tell you actually because it says Rolex on the dial, I strongly resisted buying it. But I bought it because I like watches, and I'm a passionate hobbyist, and the watch spoke to me. And why did it speak to me? Because I'm a super nerd, and I'm obsessed with transportation, planes, trains, ships, automobiles. I can photographically walk through every deck of the Normandy and the Titanic in my head, and I'm just one of those super nerds that remembers everything and researches everything. And one of my other random things that I'm obsessed about is old airplanes, especially the early jet airliners, which is ironic because I love ocean liners, and what killed ocean liners? Jet airliners. Point being, Pan Am Airways, I thought they were a really cool company. The history of Pan Am I find really fascinating. Early jet airliners, especially like the Boeing 707 era, the Boeing 727, the early 747s. I think those planes are super cool. I've been to Boeing in Washington. I've been to Boeing Field. I wanted to go to the Everett factory. I love airplanes. I love old airplanes. And if you're into old airplanes and you're into watches, there are certain watches that have great ties to aviation, and this is one of them. And as I said on my review, and if you haven't checked it out and you're curious about the GMT Master, I just posted a review on it. This watch was developed with Pan Am Airways, so I was really torn because the nerd side of me had visions of like 1960s era pilots, you know, dressed up in their full suit with their GMT Master watches, throttling up Boeing 707s, and it was very romantic to me. It sounded super cool, and I was watching documentaries on Pan Am and on these old airplanes, and I got sucked into the romance of it. And I thought, you know what? I know it's a Rolex. There's a lot of issues that I have with Rolex and the people that tend to buy them and whatever, but at the end of the day, I think the watch is cool, and I love that part of history, and I think it'd be cool to own that piece of history, so I bought one. And I'm not going to apologize for it. Nothing's changed. Is this my favorite watch? No. And honestly, the Sarb 35 and my Seiko Monster, I still freaking adore those watches. And yes, I know, I'm sorry, I owe you guys a video on why Seiko, everybody should own a Seiko. I got to do that. I'm sorry. It's really late. I know I owe you guys that video. So here's the purpose of this video. You can call me a hypocrite. You can point out the irony of me making those videos. The reality is I stand by everything I said in those videos. Have I been wrong about things I've said online and on my videos? Absolutely. But those two videos, there's nothing about them that I disagree with now or that I've changed my mind. And I urge you actually, if you don't own a Rolex and you're considering a Rolex, that you go watch those videos, because there's a lot of great things about owning a Rolex. There really are. And one of the other reasons I bought this watch is because Rolexes, if you buy them at the right time and you buy them for the right price, they go up in value. Are they guaranteed to go up in value? No, but odds are they will. And I've made money on several of my Rolexes. These watches are hot right now, and if I keep this thing a couple years, I'm pretty confident I'm going to get my money back and then some. But the main reason I bought this watch is I'm attracted to the history of it. And I've told you guys before, and this is what I really, really, really want you guys to pay attention to. Don't buy the brand. Don't buy the price point. Buy the watch that speaks to you. I don't care if you can spend $50 million on a watch or $50 on a watch. As long as you buy a watch that speaks to you, it's a good watch. And how much you can afford to spend on a watch does not dictate whether or not you're a true watch connoisseur. You know, I can afford to have some nice watches. I still love my Seikos. My Seikos speak to me. And, you know, who knows? Maybe a Rolex is your dream watch, and maybe you'll be happier with a Rolex than you will with any other watch. But don't get sucked into all the nonsense. Buy what you like. Price doesn't matter. There are great watches that look for very little money. It's kind of like wine. You can spend a lot of money on wine, you can spend a little bit of money on wine, and you can get a really cheap, good bottle, and you can spend a ton of money and get a terrible piece and get terrible wine. So watches are the same thing. You can spend a lot of money on a watch and get a dog watch that's terrible, or you can spend a little bit of money and get an awesome, well-made piece. So If you're looking at buying a Rolex, watch the videos. I'll post a link below to those videos on why I sold mine off, because I really think you should understand that there's counterpoints to all the reasons why you should buy a Rolex. There's plenty of things you're probably going to hate about them. And if you're a true watch aficionado, and I think a lot of the guys, a lot of you guys that watch my channel as you are, you're probably really going to be turned off by all these morons out there that know nothing about watches, that are just going to see that you're wearing a Rolex and just get excited because it's expensive and you think you're part of the club. They're not going to know anything about watches, and you're just going to get people noticing the watch just because they know it's expensive and they know jack shit about watches. Whereas if you buy something like a SARB 35 Seiko, you occasionally run into a nerd like me that'll be drooling over what's on your wrist. Everybody else is going to be like, oh, it's a Seiko, I don't care. So you're probably not going to like the image Rolex has. You're going to get people asking you, is it fake? They're going to make assumptions about you. That part sucks. The servicing can suck. The Chinese parts can suck. There's a whole bunch of things about owning a Rolex that can suck. So anyway, that's it. So yes, I bought another Rolex. No, I don't apologize for my previous videos. I feel the same way. I still love Seiko. It's a great watch. It is. I'm not going to lie. I like this watch a lot. I do. We're getting along just fine. But yeah, moral of the story is the same. Buy what you like. Don't worry about the price point. And there's no such thing as a perfect watch. As always, thank you guys so much for watching my video. Wow, watching and watching. I do that all the time, don't I? I say watching too much. Let me know what you guys think. Here's actually something I'm really curious about. So if you want to leave me a comment, leave me this kind of a comment. I've told you that my Seikos, my Monster, and my SARB are probably my two favorite watches that I've owned. What about you guys? What watches have you owned or bought that are your favorites? Wow, I'm tongue twisted. Or let me put it to you this way. What watches have you bought that just really exceeded your expectations? What was that watch or two watches that you bought that you got it and it just seemed like it was a far nicer watch than you thought the price point justified it should be? I'd really be curious what your guys' favorites are. So as always, if you like this too, give me a thumbs up. If you thought it sucked, feel free to give me a thumbs down, but have the balls to leave me a comment down below as to why you thought it sucked, because negative thumbs down without any feedback doesn't help me, and it doesn't give you better content. So give me feedback. I'm open to it and I read it. If you think people would benefit from my channel, please help me spread the word. Let's get those subscriptions up so I can inflate my ego and beat my competition. And yes, I tend to be sarcastic, but as always, guys, thanks so much. I love talking to you. I'm so blessed to be able to get to meet virtually anyway you guys from all over the world and sharing these great passions of ours. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Seiko, why everybody should own one's coming up. I owe you guys a comparison of a GMT to a sub. I owe you the comparison of the Hamilton trend to the SARB. I owe you guys a lot of content, lots of great stuff coming up on the channel. So as always, thank you guys so much and stay tuned for more.